Good afternoon. Welcome to today's office hours. Today we're going to be going over a merchant statement tool. This statement tool is mostly for our customers, our market partners, who collect 100% of the surcharge and then at the end of the month handle their own payout, whether it's mailing a check or hand delivering a check with a statement. So this statement tool is actually called My Custom Statements. Is, like I said, it's highly customizable and it's kind of designed for you to show as much as you want or as little as you want and really make it your own. Right here, if I go to this tool, it'll tell us that I don't have any currently saved statements, no configurations made, and we need to make a new one. So this is what you'll get if you've never used this tool before. Once I hit new configuration, we can start building out how we want that statement to be. First up is a name. So I'll just call this monthly statement, if I can spell, monthly statement. Next up is choosing which terminals are actually tied to this statement. So we have three options. We have groups. That's your terminal groups. You can create a group and then add terminals to that group. We have individual terminals. You can select 1, 2, 3 different terminals that you want to send a statement on. And then also businesses. Businesses is for your merchants that have like 3 or 4 different locations and they get all their surcharge. It's underneath one kind of business code. That's when you'd want to use that option. I think most of the time the most useful here is actually the terminal groups. You can control which terminals are in them and they update in real time. If you select terminals here, unless you know for a fact it's always going to be this one terminal or 2 terminals, you might as well just create a group for that. So if I select group here, now we get to select from a drop down all of the different groups over the years that we've all kind of created. So I created this one. It's a demo group. There's a couple terminals tied to that, and that just helps. Next up is, we get to build actually what's going to be on that statement. So first up is how much surcharge does that merchant get paid? Is there no override? Do they get 100% of the surcharge, or is there an override? You can see we have whole dollar or percent. If I type in like 25%, if the surcharge is $4, 25% of that is $1. So that's it would auto calculate that out for them. If I go ahead and choose whole dollar, we're going to pay the merchant $1. Next up, we get to choose what columns we want to show up on there. Do we want all of the surcharge columns or do we want to restrict some of the surcharge columns? If I hit no here, we don't want to show them all. I get to select out of the 2 surcharge columns. We have surcharged withdrawals and then surcharge collected per day. I want both of those, so I'm just going to switch this to yes. I want both of them on there. Next up, we get to start building out some of our monthly charges. And so a monthly charge, if I hit yes here, it could be like a wireless box, and let's say we are going to charge $10 for that. We can add another one here and do like a space rental or whatever you guys want to charge for that. Now I can keep adding them, or I can hit the trash can to delete them. We want to keep that wireless box. I'm going to charge them $10. Next up is kind of the rest of the different columns. They're not really involved in surcharge. It's columns like approved withdrawal, approved other transactions, denied transactions, reverse transactions, transactions per day, and dispensed per day. On these merchant statements, the more information you add to them, the more, open you're being. So you can be as open as you want, or you can kind of restrict some of that. So I don't really want to show approved withdrawals. That is a merchant loaded group that I made. So I do want to show them how much money came out of theirs so they can kind of keep track of that. So I'm going to just select dispensed per day. Now at any point during this, if I select all of these columns, I select them all and I want to know what that would look like on a statement, you don't have to download the statement. You don't have to do any of that. Up here at the top, we have preview statement. So if I click that, it's just going to pull up a dummied version of that statement. So we can see it's in a windowed envelope. Here's where my company logo would be, and then here's a breakdown per day what would show up. So that's a lot of columns, a lot of information. It's going to confuse them. So I'm just going to go ahead and restrict some of these, keep it very simple, show them what they need to see. Another thing that you just saw there was it showed up in a windowed envelope. If you're mailing these, we pre-make them in a windowed envelope. If we don't want to do that, if you're going to hand deliver this statement and a check, however you're going to pay them, we can hit no. If I hit preview here, you can see it changes that top format. It's no longer a windowed envelope. So I'm liking the look of these columns. I'm seeing the surcharge withdrawal, the dispense, and the surcharge that was collected. That's good enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and save this configuration. Now, what's great about this tool is if I go back to my custom statements here, if I have like 4 or 5 different statements for these different locations that I like to send out, I can create a custom one for these each month, and I don't have to recreate it. I don't have to do all this handwritten stuff on the statements to make them make sense. I can build it, it saves it, and it lasts forever. At any point, I can actually edit these and go back, and let's say I want to raise that surcharge to $1.50. I can do that, save it, and it updates it. We can delete them, and we can see just kind of like a real quick breakdown of all of the different configurations I've put into that statement. Another thing I want to show you, because the most important thing is how do you generate this statement. There's a big button here, but up here we have our date selector. So we go just based off of the first to the last day of the month. I can do all of these different months at the same time. I can restrict them. Let's say I want to do just September and December, and then I can generate that statement, and it'll just download straight to my computer. I can pull that up, and right there, here is December's, and then here is September's statement. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, these are going to be saved, and they will just be on the YouTube channel. So if you want to refer back to it, you can at any point in time. Another thing that I'll touch on is I talked about how we reached out to customers and talked to them about what they didn't like or what they liked about a given tool. I'm going to throw my email up on this ending slide, and if you would like to set up a meeting, feel free, shoot me an email, and we'll get that scheduled. With that, thanks.